Hey y'all, and welcome back. Welcome if you're new. My name is Tiffany. This is our small town life, and today I have a garden tour for you. We've changed up a few things. Stick around and I'll show you what we've done. We spent some time in our garden spaces yesterday cleaning things up. Everything looks really nice. We planted some more things, and so I'm excited to share it with you. We do real life around here, and I show you what a garden looks like even on the days where things aren't pristine. But because everything did look so nice, I thought let's grab the camera and do a garden tour. Plus we changed up a few things. As a matter of fact, we planted a whole new section right here, changed some things up, so I thought this would be a good opportunity to talk to you about that. Real quick, I'm going to show you our herbs and our wildflowers that are growing over here by the porch. In the last few days, these herbs have just kind of gone a little crazy. This deal, I'm going to have to come out here and harvest some of that and use it because it has just grown and grown and grown. So has the pineapple sage, lemon balm, rosemary. Oh, and I love this stuff, y'all. This is chocolate mint. It tastes like York peppermint patty or mint chocolate chip ice cream. Really good. I've actually been putting this in lemonade with some blackberry. And then this is peppermint. The wildflowers are blooming and looking so nice, y'all. They're so beautiful. Starting to look a little less like a bunch of weeds and more like a wildflower bed. I suppose I could have moved the tiller and the watering cans, but I said we do real life, right? I'll at least set it up for you. This is our back porch garden. It is right off the back porch, and this is where I am really trying to hone in on my organic gardening skills and what works and what doesn't in our area when it comes to organic gardening. And you may notice this spot right here looks a little bit different from last time, and that's because we replanted that. Sorry to go ahead and tell you why. Let me flip you around, show you the garden, and we'll talk about why we replanted that. I've been going left to right. We're going to go right to left so we can talk about some of this new stuff. We will go ahead and talk about right here on the front. There's my sign that Audrey made that says, "Welcome to our garden." And at the bottom of that sign, I planted some pole beans, some Kentucky Wonder pole beans. I'm going to wrap some twine on that pole and see if I can't get some beans to climb up that sign. This is our garlic, and y'all, what I did was I went ahead and let these scapes bloom, and they have been attracting the bees. They have been loving them, but I'm going to go ahead and come through and cut those off. You can eat the garlic scapes. You can saute those with vegetables. You can dehydrate them and make garlic powder out of them. A lot of times people will go ahead and cut them off before they get this big and before they open up, but I went ahead and let them. That's what my pawpaw has always done, so it's what I did. I am going to go ahead and cut them off though, and hopefully let some energy go back to that bulb and bulk it up before we harvest these. I also cut the tops off of my onions again. Let me see if I can't get you a close-up of one of these onion bulbs. Some of them are doing really well. I've tried to keep them cleaned out from around them so that the bulbs can grow. If nothing else, we have definitely enjoyed the green onion, the onion off the tops, and I've dehydrated that and made onion powder and different things out of it. We've eaten them fresh, but here's to hoping we have some nice bulbs. What did I do here? Why did I pull all these things up? Well, I had some bush peas and bush beans planted here that I just wasn't happy with, y'all. They were very sporadic. They just were not growing real well, and I thought I can either leave them. I can leave them and just see what I get off of them, see if I get a few beans that we can snack on. But then the more I thought about it, that's a lot of space that I could be utilizing a lot better. So we replanted. In this outside row, I planted 3 new rows. In this outside row, I planted some flowers to help attract pollinators. And then I planted 2 rows of field peas, of purple hull peas. That'll be a bush variety pea. I planted them in here pretty close together. We're gonna fill these rows up, hopefully with beautiful peas that we can get a good harvest off of to enjoy fresh as well as preserve. You'll see that we also planted some of those over in the family garden when we get over there. This section here, this block that has horizontal rows, so most of my rows in my garden go vertical, and I did that for several reasons: the way the sun comes across the garden and the way the water runs off the garden. But I wanted to try my corn in this square here. So there's 5 small rows of a white corn. I would have to go back and look and see what exactly the variety was. It was a Burpee brand variety. And just, you know, we're just trying it here. Again, organic gardening, seeing what works and what doesn't with our corn. I have my light. It must have fell over last night. That's to help keep birds and different things out of the garden, squirrels. So I also, after we harvested all of our radishes that were here, that's where this corn is. And the radishes came all the way up to my squash plants. So right here, we planted some eggplant and some zucchini. And then I have 2 different kinds of squash. This squash right here going down this row is Georgia Candy Roaster squash. And I have never grown that particular squash before, but the plants are doing really, really well. And I even have seen some little squash starting to grow. So hopefully these do good. I've heard that they're delicious roasted. They're delicious in soups and things. So I'm excited about it. And then over across from them is a yellow squash. It's, I believe, straight neck squash. I believe that's what I planted, but it's definitely a yellow summer squash. We've got some beautiful plants going right here with those. Again, some little baby squash that are deciding to show up. Cucumber doing beautiful. Look at it grabbing on. We just put these cages up yesterday. It's already grabbing onto it. I went back and forth on what I was going to do here for these cucumber plants to climb, and I decided to use these tomato cages. Across from those are my cucamelons. I have been babying these little plants and hoping that they do well. I would love to have some cucamelons. I tried to grow some cucamelons last year, and it just didn't work out for me. So we're at least better off than we were last year. We'll see how it goes. Stay tuned. Our snap peas are going across the back, and y'all, it's already getting a little bit hot around here for the snap peas, but we've been able to snack on these. Wyatt discovered that he really likes them, so he has been out here eating on some of them and enjoying them. I noticed him up here pulling some off when we were playing outside the other day and snacking on them. Look at these tomatoes, y'all. I just can't get over how well they're doing. Hey, there's another cucamelon up here at the front of the tomatoes that I didn't think was going to come up, and it did. We're trying a Florida weave out as support for our tomatoes this year, and so far it seems to be doing really well. The lemon boys, they are a little more wild and crazy, and so we're having to really work with them. But all of the rest are doing fantastic with this Florida weave. This one right here is a lemon boy that is getting so big. Some more. I'm pretty sure that every tomato plant has tomatoes on it now. That's exciting. I have noticed a few more pests. I put some diatomaceous earth on these probably a week and a half, 2 weeks ago-ish, and it worked well. Now that I'm letting these blooms stay and I'm trying to encourage pollinators, diatomaceous earth isn't exactly what I want to use, so I think I'm going to mix some neem oil spray and bring that out and try it and see what it does for some of the bugs that are on here. And hey y'all, we've had some ladybugs out here too, more than I have ever really noticed before, I think, and so I'm sure that's helping. I've even thought about buying bulk ladybugs and letting them go out here in the garden. I think that's something I may try as well. And the potatoes, still doing good. I've noticed some of them starting to flower and some of them starting to die back, which is what we want to see. Hopefully we'll have a good harvest of potatoes before long. Let's walk on over here and take a look at the big garden, the family garden, and see what all's going on out here. There's the corn, and it's time to bring the tiller and the hoe out here and work in the corn. But I believe David said he planted G90 and peaches and cream. And we have probably a ½ acre of corn, or close to it. And we'll eat lots of fresh corn, as well as put some up for later. This right here is another one of those things that I hope in a few weeks I get to stand here and show you the change. We decided to put up some cattle panel trellises in an archway this year. The cucumbers that we planted are coming up. I know we planted some Boston pickling cucumber. We planted some Space Master cucumber and then mixed in some Kentucky Wonder pole beans with those to be able to climb over the trellis. We just planted these front 3 rows yesterday. We did some Clemson spineless okra and some cosmos, some flowers here in the front. We did some eggplant. So it was the first 2 rows that we did yesterday. The rest were already planted a couple of days ago. So we have rutabaga, we have some more of those field peas, as well as some bush lima beans. Then we have a long row of an assortment of radishes and a row of cowhorn okra. We're going to bring the tractor through, till up this. This is where we had some snap peas planted last year, but it's going to be tilled up. We're going to do another row of flowers back here, just kind of a mixed assortment of flowers. And I went ahead and cleaned up this chain link fence some. Still got to do a little bit more, but on the front side of it, I went ahead and put some Kentucky Wonder pole beans in the ground to grow up this chain link fence. I just have to come back on the back side of it, clean it up a little bit more, but those are planted there. I've got something super exciting to show you over here in this strawberry bed. The strawberry plants are doing really, really good. I didn't know if we would get anything off of these this year based off of their size and the time that we planted them. But y'all, if we keep the birds away, we might just have a few strawberries. We were going to use this second pallet to extend the strawberry bed, and we're still going to do that next year, but we decided to pull that pallet back here and plant a bunch of medicinal herbs and flowers in it. We've got lavender, chamomile, bee balm, all kinds of things just mixed in on this pallet that we're just going to let them grow and then hopefully reseed every year and just have a beautiful mixture of some medicinal herbs and flowers. We got some fruit trees back here again. Still going to be adding to that every year, as well as this area right here. We planted some blackberry bushes. We've also got some blueberry bushes and fig trees over here. And the plan is every year just to keep adding to this. back here where the strawberries are, where the blueberries are, where the blackberries are, and the fig trees. Just keep adding to it to make a beautiful, beautiful berry patch and orchard back here. We did plant right here, and it's back here at the back away from the other corn, but we planted right here some what my pawpaw called hickory cane corn. He said he got it from the Smokies and he had it and had saved it, and we wanted to plant some of that. I think we planted maybe 15-ish seed right here to hopefully be able to save seed from for the future. Here's my question about hickory cane versus hickory king. Is it the same thing? I have always kind of been under the impression that it's the same thing, and from my research it seems to be the same thing. That killdeer is like, hey, what are you doing over there? So what I can figure out is hickory cane is just what a bunch of old timers call it, and hickory king is more of the formal name for it, I suppose. If you know, let me know. I have some people that I'm thinking about asking about that and getting their opinion on it. But Pawpaw called it hickory cane corn, so that he got it from the Smokies and he had saved seed, and this was some of the seed that he had, and the hope is that we can grow some to save seed from. We always have that from a pawpaw. I don't know that I'm going to walk over to the melon patch today. We still need to do some work over there. It honestly looks a lot like it did the last time that I showed you, but we'll get there next time, or maybe in a vlog. But I do want to show you this squash patch. This is all different kinds of squash, patty pan, yellow squash, I think some zucchini. And if this all grows well, this will be a beautiful bed of squash. Along the edge of the corn, along the front edge of it, is where we will plant our tomatoes and our peppers. They're not in the ground yet, but they'll be going in the ground, if not today, very soon. There's a little tour for you. Hope you enjoyed it. Hope you enjoyed hanging out with me. I always enjoy walking through the garden, and I enjoy videos where I get to walk through other people's garden as well. So I hope you enjoyed it. We love you. We appreciate you. We'll see you in the next one. Bye, y'all.